Hello, my name is Wallace. I am a flippin' flippin' vampire. Um, so a couple things. I learned how to turn off the sound of the notifications. So that's not gonna happen anymore. No more doo 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 or whatever. It's like a scary sound. I don't know. Like I was looking at. You ever go in the setting? So I went into the settings to turn it off, and the name of the notification sound is, and I didn't set this up. It came configured on this like cheap phone that I bought. Okay, this phone isn't cheap. It, but to me it's I bought it like I found a good deal. Okay, so um anyways, um this is my YouTube phone, by the way. I was like, I need a camera. I need to start recording these videos. I might as well get a new phone, a different phone. My YouTube phone. But anyways, the name of the notification is On the Hunt. And I was like, wow, it's kind of funny. But anyways, we're talking about vampires. Oh, yeah. So I just worked today. I'm grateful to have worked. It was actually a very pleasant experience. I had a good time. Um, um, yeah, definitely. I think I did a good job. I think I like personally, and also from a teamwork perspective, like working, doing a good job. But like personally, I think I did a really good job, and the reason why I say that is that I maintained my um, positivity. Like I maintained. Not only did I maintain, like I did my work, around a lot of people, and I've spent probably last 3 or 4 days not working, so like going back into work was a lot. Um, it wasn't so much a lot like psychological. It definitely was. I would say a lot psychologically go from, but I was, I knew what to expect, so it wasn't too bad. But like the spiritual side of it, should I say when you're amongst people and you're amongst familiar people and the people, like there's like a shared connectivity. My body was totally not ready for that. So as soon as I started working, I just knew to, this will pass. I feel it wasn't so much anxiety. Like, you ever drink too much coffee and you're like kind of having the shakes or whatever? Well, I did not drink too much coffee. In fact, I double checked. Like, I was like, okay, I feel like I've drank too much coffee because my body is like doing these shakes, but I know better. But I was still being like skeptical, like from, I don't know why I enjoy being skeptical of things, but I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm a freaking vampire and I'm aware of like spiritual and like magical stuff, but I'm gonna be skeptical of what's going on from a scientific perspective and say there is the off chance that I have drank too much coffee. I drink like 2 cups of coffee, 2 or 3 cups of coffee. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just kind of keeping my mind busy. But then like I drank a lot of water and an hour passed, and I'm like, this is definitely not coffee related. Like my body is like going, like there's a lot of energy. Um, like not like, I talk about like energy, my own personal energy and stuff, but like no, it was spiritual energy inside of me, and my body was like regulating to that, and it was like, so I was like, no, definitely not coffee. Um, but like the people I work with, they're super nice, and of course, the whole time, I'm obviously not. My body is it's not it's clearly not a pleasant experience. But I'm the phrase being a trooper. I was being a trooper. I was like, okay, well, I'm just kind of get used to this again. It's been a few days since I've worked, and been on my own for the most part, and so anyways, once I got past that, and it did pass, felt pretty good. It's like I got readjusted. It's like being to me, it's like being you ever see those like fish that can survive in fresh water and salt water, but like but they need time to like get reacquainted. Like that was me. I was a freshwater fish going back into the ocean. But yeah, I think I did a good job. Kind of going through. I call them. I don't really have a name for it, but it's like going through rotations of I want to say like mindsets, but also it's like a rotations of like yeah, rotations of mindsets tied to my leadership, um I want to say abilities, my energy as a leader, um but also tied my vampiric energy. And what I mean by this, going through rotations, is letting my body heal. So, like for instance, when I am, let's say, I'm lifting weight, lifting weight for a few hours, kind of nonstop. Clearly, that's gonna impact my body, and it did. At one point, it even kind of injured my body by accident. So my leg, the so I broke my leg, right? There's a part of my leg that is, I forget which bone it is, but I'm not gonna be gross. I know like talking about this stuff grosses me out. So, anyways, I felt the bone move, okay, and it made like a sound, and then I felt okay, and it hasn't done that before. That specific part of my injured leg, my healed but previously injured leg. But anyways, so I stood there, and I was like, oh, this isn't good, and there was a weird sensation that flowed down my leg, down the bone to my ankle, and I felt like a weird kind of like it wasn't it was painful a little bit, but it was like a weird because I know the nerve endings were damaged, so it's like it felt weird, and I was like, okay, well, I just screwed up my leg somehow, and so I was like, well, I am gonna try my best and use all my knowledge about how my body works and try to use my vampirism, if you will, my magic, if you will. I sound like a total nutcase, but this is my thinking. I'm like, well, I gotta keep working. So I just tried my best and used just a mindset of just staying calm, and um, I'll be honest, okay. I, um, I do get what aroused, okay. Like I'm a normal guy, and I work around uh, beautiful women, okay. So but I have learned that being in a kind of an aroused state, not like super duper aroused or whatever, but I've learned that being in an aroused state and being calm helps with healing, like healing the body. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, you know, but fortunately and luckily and thank God, I wasn't, my leg, you know, it wasn't hurt, like seriously hurt. But yeah, I'm just trying to I'm still learning what my body can do is uh, my leg and stuff, but just stayed really focused. At times I try to talk to people when I'm feeling like, okay, well, I feel like I'm able to, and I'm in the right mindset. I'm kind of going through these rotations, and I'm at this particular part of my rotation of mindsets, and I feel comfortable and could talk a little bit, and then just briefly, and and whenever I do that, I definitely want to you know enjoy the conversation, but also be compassionate, and show uh, that side of me. And the reason why is that usually, you know, it, most of the time, and when people are seeing me, I'm busy. I don't really get the opportunity to talk. So, in those rare moments, I definitely want to, you know, have that. Um, I don't know why I'm having a difficult time saying this, but just a good, a connecting moment, with the person. So I try to do that with all people, with everyone. Uh, but yeah, um, I was thinking about this today. It's interesting. I've spent the last few days basically in a mindset where I just like more and more and more each day. I was feeling more and more alone, which is good for me. It was really good. And I, f- I got off work and I went to the gym. I was walking on the treadmill and I was thinking to myself, it was almost like meditating, and like I was staying mindful of the fact that I need to give up my leadership. I need to give up that energy. I need to release that energy. I am not a leader right now, or there's no need for that. I'm by myself, and I just went through that and just thinking it and just like imagining just giving up that energy, and like it's difficult for me because I do believe that it's better for me from a should I say it's good for me to let go of that, because there's so much. Should I say it's unfair to me. I've learned it's unfair to not take care of myself and be alone, and to enjoy those what good comes from being alone, like so it slowly leaves my body over a period. My body adjusts back to being in the fresh water, should I say, like one like that, being a fish. But it's very slow. I've learned it takes days, and I don't know. I don't feel like it's a hindrance. I feel like being in salt water versus being in fresh water, should I say? There's it's both good. Good for me, but there's different advantages and disadvantages. So yeah, I'm definitely not as like content and happy. Like I don't want to, like if I had to choose between being saltwater, which is my description of being like in leadership mode, versus freshwater, where I'm just like this totally by myself, I would choose being in freshwater like every time. That's just me right now, like it's tiring. Like I realize that I'm kind of using some of my vampiric energy just to keep myself contained and not, worrisome. Like right now, I'll admit I'm worried about people. Not anyone in particular, but I feel like that like I feel a closer connection with that the people who love me. And to me, and I admit I lack knowledge about them. I'm still learning about this stuff, and like I don't really see a point to it. Like I'm not. I know it's unfair to say that to the people who love me. Clearly, like they want like people who love me, and if I loved somebody, and I do love people, but like it, it drains me, you know, and I want to be doing other stuff. Like I want to use my natural energy. I want to block all of that out so that I can use my energy to do other things. And I think that's fair. You know, at least it seems like it's fair to from my perspective. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm cranky, but I mean I've got a headache. You know, it's like come on. If I was a freshwater fish, I wouldn't be having a headache right now. I'd be like making stupid jokes, you know. But I'm like I'm a freaking leader right now. I'm alone in my apartment in like a pretty much I keep the lights off, so it's like a dark apartment, and I'm like, who am I going to be a leader of? Like these stuffed animals, it's just it's silly. Yeah, I'll admit I'm kind of upset right now. Like this may sound bad and selfish. It is bad and selfish, but it's like I'm and I know it's not the truth. Like I know I'm connected to a lot of people's lives, and I'm in people's lives, and people you know they're spending energy to be connected to me. But what's selfish and bad of me to say is that just like when I was on the treadmill, thinking to myself, I'm like I don't want this. Like this, I'm a vampire. I've got my vampire energy. Um, that's plenty powerful for me to do what I need to do to to be happy. But I was thinking to myself while on the treadmill, I was like, I want to give this away. Like I want to give this away to God. I want to give this away to the universe. I want to give this away to because I don't need it. I'm really just spending a lot of energy blocking, trying to block out people. Um, and it's not just people like that I work with. It's people that I come in contact with in my family, and it's just like I know I'm just like whiny, complainy, but I'm just venting, you know. And I am grateful. I am grateful and thankful, and um, I'm grateful that God has blessed me with the ability to be connected. You know, to have people want to be connected to me. I am grateful for that, and honored and humble. But I've got a headache. And I'm flipping mad that I'm not a selfish freshwater vampire fish. I freaking love being a selfish vampire fish, freshwater vampire fish. It's great. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end the video here. Appreciate y'all for watching, letting me vent. Um, yeah. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Bye.